First thing you want to do is remove the caliper bolt. Not the bracket bolts, but there's a bolt in the back of this caliper right here. So you're going to move this caliper to the left just so you can get a better view. Next, you want to get you a ratchet 3/8, something with length so you can get more leverage out of it, so you ain't got to like kill yourself trying to break the bolt free. This one is the 14 millimeter. Most front wheel drive cars, or just cars period, take like 13. Some take 12, very few. It's mainly like 13, 14, some 17, some 18, but this one is 14 millimeter. So I'll put that on there, make sure it's flush, not like this. If you put it on wrong, it'll strip. So you put it on flush, break it free. Then once you get it free, you can start hand tightening once it's free. If you want to get a pry bar, you get a flathead screwdriver, a big one. Don't get one with a small tip or it'll break off. I use a pry bar for this. So you want to wedge it in between, not on the brake hardware itself, but try to get it on the caliper, in between the caliper and the bracket, just like this. Just open it just like that, and then move the rest by hand. Sometimes this one you can't lift it up all the way because you got the stupid brake hose in the way. So there's two ways you can do this. Take this bolt off, get this little bracket off to give you some more slack so you can flip this caliper up, or you could just push this off, move this boot back. Actually, we're not going to do that because you're starting to stretch the cable. So looks like I'm just going to take this bolt off. I got the caliper off. I took that brake hose bracket off, so now I got some slack. I can move the caliper around. So next, I want to you want to push the caliper piston back in this bore. So before you do that, make sure you unscrew the brake fluid cap, because the fluid will come out gushing if it's sealed. So just unscrew it. Some will creep down on the ground, like right here. It's not a problem. Just clean it off when you're done. So this is a special tool. It's made for a dual piston. You can use it on a single if you put it at the right angle. So I want to squeeze this back in the bore. This is so you're resetting the brakes, so that way you can get the pads on. Next, you want to remove the brake shoes. So like I said, use your pry bar or your flathead screwdriver, and then just wedge it in between. You can see the hardware flying everywhere. Make sure we pick these up. So we got one right here, and the other right here. These are important. I'll explain that to you in a minute or two. So let's put that off to the side, like right here. Alright, so get the pad out of there. As you can see, these pads are worn. There's no meat on them. There's no depth. Thing we're gonna do is remove this caliper bracket, this whole piece right here. So to remove that, take these two bolts off right here. So this bolt right here, then there's one more right there. Then remove the bracket off. Okay, so I don't like to make my life hard, getting these caliper bolts off, the bracket bolts. You can do it by hand. It'll hurt your back sometimes. We have power tools. So got my 1/2" impact gun with the 15 on it. So let's put the socket on there, angle it on there. Make sure it's flush, like I told you. Not cocked, you will strip it all the way in, flush like that. Make sure you got on reverse, and then just hit the trigger. Do the same thing for the top. So I got the caliper off. As you can see, it's on the floor. Once you take the last bolt off, sometimes it has a tendency of falling to the ground, depending on how high the car is off the surface. You don't want it to drop, the hardware will fall off and start breaking. So just make sure the hardware is intact, because some of the pads, like the one set I got, don't come with the hardware. These look good. Alright, so next, you see this caliper hanging like this. Never let it hang like this. This is bad. You stretch the brake hose, especially all up in here. Start to leak out. I've seen some do it. Reason because calipers some are heavy. Fortunately, this car is not that heavy. It's a 4-cylinder. I've seen trucks, hang off the caliper like this. Guys do their brakes just like this, let it hang off. Then, vibration, whatever, just makes it drop down, and it bungees and stretches the whole brake hose. This is made out of rubber, so you don't want it to do that. It's not a problem. You can get away with if the caliper is light. I don't want to take any chances because I don't want to lose money on this job buying another brake hose, so I'm just going to hang it up properly. So some of them have enough slack, whereas you could wrap it around this whole spindle. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to get these torque bolts off. From the factory, they like to put these on. It could be screwed. It could be like a little locking ring to keep the rotors in place, like on the factory line, because they like to fall off, so they need something to keep them on flat. So to get these off, you don't know how long they've been in here, how much rust built up inside. Sometimes it won't be able to budge with the by hand. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a hammer and I'm gonna hit this part of the rotor right here, and I'm gonna hit that part of that rotor, basically the area where the screw is. So I'm just gonna like break the surface, like underneath, like break up the rust that's possibly inside, so it can make it easier for me to back this off with my tool. You need torque bits to get these off. This one looks like a T30, so mine's is kind of like halfway broken. I want to try to get it off with it. Let's see. Use my electric pen. Oh, how does it buzz? The hammer trick worked. So that came all smooth. Put the screws up. Next, your rotor should be loose. If not, give it a couple whacks with the hammer. Next, you want to inspect your hub. Sometimes rust build up behind, make the rotors hard to come off, or to go on, or to be flush on the maintenance surface right here of the hub. So use some brake cleaner. This one looks greasy already, so I'm gonna just wipe it off just a little bit, get some of this rust. So I don't put too much grease around it. All right, clean it up. All right. Next, go to your brakes. Before you get into the proceed any further, make sure your brake pads match up. Just grab the old one, do a side-by-side comparison. If everything was good all the way around, good to go. Check your brakes, match them up side by side. Make sure the diameter is good, the width. If all that's good, then go to the next step. So I'm gonna grab this rotor and match it up. I got this trick from another mechanic. Just makes it easier to clean without me getting my dirty hands all over the surface, because that makes it harder to clean. So to clean, actually, let me tell you why you need to clean it. Whatever comes from the manufacturer, they like to put chemical stuff on it to prevent it from losing this, stop it from deteriorating on the shelf, like corrosion buildup and rust. Pretty much, they put this greasy, thick stuff on it. So we're gonna get that off. We use aerosol-based product called, brake parts cleaner. Get this from parts store, wherever you get your brakes at, and pretty much use it with the straw, without the straw, it doesn't matter. So you just want to clean it off. So I got the rotor flipped around, cleaned it up. Next thing you do, make sure you got your, they put holes in there so you can put the screws back in. To keep the rotor straight against the hub. You can put the screws back in if you want. It's optional, you don't have to, but this one I am because the screws are still good. Got that done. So next, I'm going to put the caliper bracket back on. But before you do that, since my set of brakes I got didn't come with hardware, just want to take the brake cleaner, clean up in here, just spray it, take a wire brush, just clean up in there where the pad sits at. So I got that all cleaned up. It's not gonna look as good, but halfway decent is 100% decent to me. So to get your caliper, bracket mounted. Right in the back of the spindle. I got the first bolt started. I got the first bolt. Fumbling my words. First bolt started already. Let me get the second one in off the lift. And I'm gonna grab my impact gun away and tighten them. Now that's a certain way you tighten stuff, by hand with the impact gun. Something I won't be able to tell you because you have to have a natural feel for it. I know it's tight. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm just go ahead and tighten it. So got that tight. If you're not sure if you got it tight right, just snug it afterwards. Don't overkill it. You will snap this bolt and you'll be bitching that you gotta drill it out, and that's a pain in the ass. So next thing you want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the brakes on. Next you're gonna get a little tub of this. It's called brake grease, caliper grease, whatever you want to call it. And what a lot of mechanics fail at, street mechanics, when putting on brake pads, when you put in a new set of brakes on, you want to lube up all the hardware. Like you want to lube up the slider pins. That's important. Just take this boot off, make sure that's lubed up. As you can see, need some new grease. This pin right here on this caliper, lube that up. And you want to lube the corners of this. Take the brush, just brush straight across, paste some grease all around here, like in a nice little circular motion. And get this part right here. And that's it. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's just what it looks like. I got the the brakes lubed up. See, I got the corners. Then I paste the center. I made a little mess. That's fine. More the merrier. And I lubed up my pen. Got the other one. It's coated. Had to put too much on it. If you do, it's not a problem. Like I said, the more the better. And next we're gonna put the brakes on. Got the pads in correctly. Everything looks flush against the the rotor surface. So I'm gonna take my hardware, slow spring, put it in these holes that it came with. Okay, one go right here. And the other go just like that. And like I said, all it does is when you get off the brakes, it just helps spread the pad. See how it just spread that pad. You need two hands to get both of them on. So let me drop the camera. Use two hands to keep one spring on. Two fingers. Alright, take the caliper, flip it around. Make sure it's going on correctly. Don't over twist the brake hose. And then you want to put the slider pin in on top of the bracket like this. Put it in this hole. And drop it. Caliper bolts don't have to be that tight. Just once it stops, do a 1/4 inch turn. That's it. That's it. You didn't touch the top bolt. I always double check though. It's good. Once you're done, just want to make sure you grab your flashlight. Make sure you got the brakes in right, hardware in correctly. Road is clean. It looks good. Spray it down with some brake cleaner. I forget my buffer right here. Brake hose the bracket for it. Put it back on the spindle. Alright, so once you got both of the wheels on, make sure they're nice and tight. Want to screw back on the brake fluid cap for the reservoir, but first take it off. Make sure check the how the fluid, tighten that, and then when you get inside the car, just only thing left to do is you want to pump the brakes, the brake pedal, pump about 10 times. So you got the brakes pumped up nice, engine started and everything. Make sure you check all your fluids, especially the brake fluid, because when you pump the brakes, it just draw fluid out of the reservoir. So this one is between minimum and max, so I'm good on this one, so I don't have to worry about refilling it up. And I'm done my brake job. I'm just on my test drive, make sure I don't hear any noises, no dust shield scraping on the rotors, no loud noises. Shouldn't happen because I probably lubed up the brakes and I had the right material. And that's how you do front passing rotors.